Thank you. This is a question for Ghizlane Chebbak. Um, in Morocco, it's illegal to have a gay relationship. Do you have any gay players in your squad, and what's life like for them in Morocco?
Sorry, this is a very political question, so we'll just
No, it's
stick
not
to
political.
questions
It's
related to
no, no,
football,
no.
please.
It's about people. It's got
Thank
nothing
you.
to do with politics. Please let her answer the question.
At the Women's World Cup, Ghizlane Chebbak of Morocco was asked if she had any gay teammates. There's a lot wrong with this. First, why did he ask this question? Moroccan law criminalizes sexual deviancy between members of the same sex, a term that authorities use to refer to homosexuality more generally. Prison terms can be up to 3 years, and fines are levied against the LGBTQ community. As an example, here is a visual via Equaldex. They cite a study from World Values Survey, which found nearly 80% of Moroccans do not want a gay neighbor. What does this mean? There is a ton of retribution for the LGBTQ plus community in Morocco, and sometimes the effects are devastating.
Planet, Romeo, Grinder و Hornet. هدول ثلاثة ديال les applications.
Naufal Musa, a famous influencer in the region, advocated for women to download these apps, use pictures of men, and out who they find. It led to the following, and a lot of people going about their own lives in secrecy. A report from Insider in 2020 featured a number of gay Moroccan men who spoke on condition of anonymity. One told the outlet if he hadn't taken down his pictures quick enough, he'd be in a very dangerous situation. Many spoke of living in constant fear because they have seen what happens to gay people in the country. After being outed, one man returned from France during lockdown and took his own life via strangulation. Another chose to leave. I'm in great trouble. Everyone knows now that I'm homosexual, and my neighbor sexually harassed me, so I decided to flee, said one man, telling the Facebook group, the Moroccan LGBT community. I have nowhere to go, especially during lockdown. Furthermore, the violence has been paramount against an already oppressed group of people. In 2016, a group of men broke into a home and beat up two gay men before dragging them naked onto the street, according to HRW. In response, a Moroccan court first pressed charges against the gay men before the attackers. So with all this being said, right, why would an athlete like Ghizlane Chebbak out a teammate? What is wrong with this person who asked this question? Steph Yang of The Athletic would write, from a harm reduction perspective, this is not an appropriate question for a player, and it would have endangered the players themselves. Another journalist who was in the room described the scenes and gave her take. Her name is Shireen Ahmed. The reporter was completely out of line. Harm reduction matters, and posing the question to the captain or coach was unnecessary. The question was waved off by a FIFA media officer moderating, but it shouldn't have been asked. Following the question, the BBC would issue this: we recognize that the question was inappropriate. We had no intention to cause any harm or distress. Annika Becker, another female sports journalist, would weigh in. From the legal background stated in the question itself and possible consequences to the rule that you can't just out anyone against their will, even if not by name, to player safety in general, how's that supposed to help anybody? That is exactly the point. It wouldn't. It wouldn't help anybody. All this man was trying to do was out someone, which should happen on their own time. Lastly, CNN has learned that a FIFA rep addressed the BBC journalists on site immediately after the presser ended, and more from Sheeran. This isn't an issue of journalistic freedom. You can inquire about social laws in different places without endangering people. Journalists have an obligation to be fair, accurate, and practice with care. If reporting harms someone, it is not only unethical, but dangerous.